Just to keep it fair down the line, and he was able to do so there.
Well, every time you're getting a pitch and you're fouling it down the line, you get a little closer and you get a little closer. Right here, he finally gets one that he can keep fair. This one just doesn't hook on him down the line. He does keep his hands inside it a little bit better. Just keeps it inside that line for a double.
LSU is going to get some activity in its bullpen. Paul Bertuccini is up.
And this is interesting. LSU, you get your bullpen up, even though your starter really hasn't been in trouble. I mean, Jarrett Bradford's done a great job of attacking this Rice lineup. They've just chipped away and gotten big hits when they needed it.
He hasn't struck Jared Gayhart out yet. He's the only one he hasn't struck out in this lineup. He's got 10 strikeouts. He has thrown 101 pitches.
I think that might be the answer more than anything. Is he has 100 pitches. Both of these teams are going to need to preserve their pitching staffs, and if they go on, he's going to need to throw again.
Outside, but you want to keep this game at 4. You want to give yourself a chance in an inning with a grand slam to tie it. But that's an interesting point, is you have to start thinking not only of this game, but the next couple, but you have to win this game in order to play the next few.
Right, you do have to have something left if you move on, but as Wayne Graham's done, he's brought his closer in a situation that you got the home run leader of the nation coming up to the plate. So who are you going to answer with? You're going to answer with your best closer or your best pitcher, your closer. And then you're going to go from there. Cole St. Clair might not go the next 3 innings.
Right. He
felt that was the biggest spot to get somebody.
He does have Bell and Price in the bullpen, which is a luxury. Back up to the middle. Shortstop shaded there. So LeMahieu makes the play over, but the runner goes to third. Coverage of the NCAA College World Series rolls on tonight live in Omaha, ESPN2. It's the number 2 North Carolina Tar Heels taking on the Bulldogs of Fresno State. The NCAA College World Series presented on ESPN by Dick's Sporting Goods on ESPN2 tonight at 7 Eastern.
Does anybody on Fresno State wear a mask? One of those
I bet they're not.
around their helmet?
I bet they're not allowed.
Okay, yeah.
No pads, no face masks. After Gayhart with the fielder's choice, J.P. Padrone, who has struck out twice, comes up with a man on third. You talk about experience and having played a couple of times. How important is it to have experience to come to Omaha and have been on this field in front of these people on national TV?
Well, I mean, there is something to that. You would like to have experience coming here, but really the team that's the hottest. I mean, you're going to see teams that come in here and it's their first time here and they're going to win. That's just a team that plays with a lot of heart and gets the big hit when you need it. And, the most important thing is just to be hot. I mean, to be hitting on all cylinders at the right time is really the team that's going to win.
But the way it works now, you have to go through a regional and a super regional. I mean, you almost have to be hot to get here, otherwise you don't get here.
Yeah, but there's a couple days off. You get 3 or 4 days off, and then you're coming here. So it's not like you're playing all the way through. It's not like you get 1 day off and you're starting all over again. And now everybody's playing on the same field. Most of these teams were playing on their home field,
right? And
that's an advantage. Now you're playing, in a neutral site with not necessarily neutral fans, but you're now in it's fair game. Everybody's playing on a level playing field.
Okay, here we go.
J.P. Padrone is up. The infield is all drawn in a 4-0 Rice advantage here in the 7th. Padrone, shortstop, nice play over there by LeMahieu, and he is out at first. So a good job to stop the ball, then make the out and hold the runner at third.
Again, a nice sinker thrown by Bradford and playing right to his defense. You get the infield playing in, a ball hit on the ground, it's going to be coming at you pretty quick. And for LeMahieu, he gets it. It's a nice hopper, but, it's a quick move to his left and a strong throw. He has to look that runner back to third base first, and then he can turn around and throw to first.
Now Diego Seastrunk, as you see the catcher, Micah Gibbs look in to get the sign, and in fact, there's no sign going to be getting. Paul Maneri's coming out to make the pitching change. So Jared Bradford does an outstanding job in spite of the fact that the scoreboard says it's 4-0. His offense has run itself into some trouble. We'll come back with a new pitcher coming in right after this. Welcome back. Under the guidance of head coach Wayne Graham, the Rice Owls delivered a 14-2 clobbering of Stanford in the 03 championship game, the largest margin ever in a College World Series title rematch. Humber led them on the improbable run.
Stansbury. It's over. Rice has done it. Rice has won its first ever national championship.
Neiman, Townsend, and Umber. Just an outstanding pitching staff, and that's sort of cemented or solidified the Rice reputation that Wayne Graham has built as a pitching factory. LSU hopes that Paul Bertuccini, who can come in and get the job done as a reliever. Bradford's finals, 6 2/3, 7 hits, 2 walks, and 10 Ks. He threw 106 pitches. If he can be as effective as Cole St. Clair, the score will stay 4-0. Great looking change up there at 77 miles an hour, and Seastrunk behind 0-1.
I think one of the things Paul Maneri is doing right here is he's bringing in a different look for the hitter. And once you go through twice and now you're going through your third time, you just want, in a situation like this, you want to bring in somebody that it's a different look. You know, you're not getting set in on tendencies, on speed and timing. You just want something different. And as well, you got to save something for later.
Seastrunk really struggling in the NCAA tournament, but a .350 hitter this season. Rip back up the middle, and that's going to fall in front of the center fielder, Leon Landry. So Seastrunk delivers, and Rice now has a 5-0 lead. So the insertion of Paul Bertuccini did not work.
No, it's just a ball that hangs in the middle of the plate. Seastrunk takes it right back up the middle. Not trying to do too much, but it hits a ball hard too, right up the middle, line drive up the middle. Exactly what you'd like to have with a guy on third base, is staying in the middle of the field.
We hit the first 2 fouls.
Aaron Luna homered in the 6th. Here he is in the 7th. Looks at a called strike. Here's the home run Luna hit. It was a shot on a hanging curveball. Traveled some 15 rows up in left field. There's a hit, another one for Luna. His second of the game. Seastrunk holds at second base, but Paul Bertuccini has come in and given up 2 singles in a row.
And talking to Wayne Graham the other day, he was saying that Aaron Luna is a guy that can get hot very quickly, and obviously hitting the home run is a big spark for them, but he does a nice job here just taking this ball, pulling his hands through and hitting the ball the other way. You really can't extend when the ball gets in there. He has great balance and takes this ball right through that hole that's created by having a runner on first base.
Coach Paul Maneri looks down to see if his next reliever is ready as Zorn steps in. Adam Zorn's the catcher. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in the game, but he's got 2 men on here. Swing and a miss. Bertuccini has gotten ahead of the last 2 hitters, but then he's gotten hit.
Well, there always needs to be a finish off point for every pitcher, and it's one thing to get to 2 strikes. It's one thing to get ahead, but if you can't finish somebody off, it doesn't do you that much good.
We saw Lewis Coleman warming, the most effective reliever. That ball is in for a strike. So 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on. Rice leading 5-0. Zorns, who began the game, he is the catcher who got hit in the face with a breaking ball in the first game of the College World Series. Had a mask on attached to his helmet in his first at bat and took it off. Way outside, blocked in the dirt, but the runner from second, Seastrunk, goes to third, and Luna goes to second. Let's go back to that injury on Sunday. For a while, Just didn't know how long Zorns was going to be out. He was down for about 10 minutes. He was afraid to get up and fall back down, but the seams left from the baseball on his face.
Yeah, that's one that you expect that ball to maybe hit you in the shoulder, and it backed up on him and hit him a little higher than he thought.
1-2 to Zorns, ripped down the line, but it's going to go foul. Bertuccini hasn't exactly fooled anybody here.
No, and if you're going to the plate, if you're Adam Zorns, you're wanting to do some damage and taking a ball off the face in the previous game that you played in. You'd like to go ahead and knock in a couple runs and put this one away.
So how does it feel for Paul Manera to make this decision? He's got a pitcher who was doing really well, and you go here and you give up 2 runs here.
Yeah, there's really no right answer. I mean, obviously you're going to feel the right answer is whatever happens. You'll be able to tell, but if you don't know what's actually going to happen next and you have to make decisions, it's really just scratch your head time.
Well, he does leave the 2 men that he allowed to get on with single stranded. Bottom 7, St. Clair likely to come out for Rice. They get a 5-0 lead. With Robin Ventura, I'm Carl Ravitch. Welcome back to the NCAA College World Series. It's presented on ESPN by Dick's Sporting Goods. Of course, coverage of the NCAA College World Series continues live on Wednesday nights on ESPN2. Miami will take on Stanford. Here it's 5-0 Rice over LSU. Miami is one of those teams, too, that after losing their first game, bounced back to beat Florida State, plays with an enormous amount of confidence. They'll deal with Stanford at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. The NCAA College World Series presented on ESPN by Dick's Sporting Goods on ESPN2 Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Hi, Robin. Are we in panic mode here? Bottom 7, down 5-zip?
Well, I wouldn't say it's exactly panic mode, but you definitely need to have something happen. And I know they've scored 5 runs late in games, even in the postseason, but you don't like it to end up. You always want to take it into the last inning to expect to score runs. You need to do something to just hit somebody on.
DJ LeMahieu rolls over to third base. Diego Seastruck, 1 up, 1 down. LSU's gone to Nicholas Pontiff as a pinch hitter. Pontiff, a .235 hitter this season. 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. He'll be batting for Leon Landry. And then when you get a lefty in there, you bring Pontiff up. Landry had struck out and hit into that fielder's choice that resulted in a 1-2-5 play back in the second inning. Pitch to Pontiff, back up the middle. Looked like St. Clair may have gotten a glove on it, but not nearly enough to slow it down. So the pinch hitter, Pontiff, is on first.
And we've seen a lot of balls hit up the middle, and that's one of these things that pitchers are in a vulnerable position. But Pontiff does a nice job of taking this ball, not trying to do too much, because St. Clair's been tough on everybody he's faced so far. Nobody's really got a good swing against him. And Pontiff does a nice job hitting this ball up the middle crisply.
Yeah. Now Derek Helenihi is on. Did you see Pontiff sprint back to first when St. Clair began his motion?
St. Clair has a high leg kick, and it definitely is deceiving for the first base runner.
He doesn't know which way. He doesn't know which way to go.
I've had guys like that. Yeah, I've actually been standing about 10 feet out there when the guy throws over to first base, and you're like, I think I'm now out.
That one gets away from Zorns. That's not going to sit well with Wayne Graham, and now Pontiff moves to second. You get the 5-0 lead. You just don't want to do anything to give them runs. And now they put a man in scoring position.
Well, Rice definitely feels they're in good hands. You have Cole St. Clair out on the mound. Bobby Bell's going to start warming up in the bullpen, I believe, and these are your guys. These are the guys that you want to get to, and for a team that's gotten the lead late in the game, that you feel pretty comfortable with these guys being in there.
Bell is warming. Pontiff, the pinch hitter, with a single, is off second. Off speed pitch, and Helenihi fouls it out of play. Chris Kelly started. He got a bunch of ground ball outs. He did not have the same strikeout totals that we saw from Bradford. But the bottom line is they got a 0 on the board. LSU's offense.
Yeah, and that's the most important part, especially if you're Rice, is that you're just throwing up zeros. You don't care exactly how you're doing it right now. You just need to get outs, and if you can trade an out for a run right here, you would.
Yeah, look out. He sent that one into the stands, and it literally missed the stands and almost went down the runway, which is a good thing.
Always be facing the field. Rule number 1.
No matter what game you're at, what level you're at. Jammed, and Helenihi fouls it straight back. So St. Clair pounding the strike zone. The 2-2 to Helenihi. To the shortstop. Oh, tough hop. It goes off the face of Rick Haig, and Runnels will be on the corners. That jumped right up and got him right beneath the chin or on the neck area. And so for the second College World Series game, one of the Rice Owls has been hit by a ball near the face.
And again, this is one of the things about Rosenblatt in the daytime is the ground dries out and becomes more of a hard surface. So if the ball hits in the infield and it hits a footprint of a base runner or where you're playing previously, the ball's going to jump up on you. And that's exactly what happens right there. That ball has top spin and hits a spot in the dirt and comes up on him. He tries to stay with it, but he can't hang there long enough. I mean, it's just the ball really, uncatchable, but he doesn't. Makes a nice effort of at least trying to keep it in front of him.
St. Clair throws to first, give him a hit on that play. And now Ryan Schimpf is up. The LSU Tigers have played 47 games before this one, and they have never been shut out. Fouled back. LSU's taking some more aggressive attack swings here in the 7th inning, trailing 5-0. Schimpf singled in the 3rd inning, flew out to left in the 5th inning. In each of the 5 national title years that LSU has claimed the crown, they won the first game. In this case, they're going to have to come back after a loss and from a 5-0 deficit in the 7th inning. There's the coach's wife, Karen, celebrating her birthday. Or dealing with the concept of celebration as she watches Ryan Schimpf get punched out looking. Been married 28 years to Paul Maneri. There's the strikeout. There's the reaction to the strikeout.
The disappointment.
Yeah. Mike Hollander, the leadoff man, now up with men on the corners, and the pitch from St. Clair is in. Maneri said the key game for the turnaround for LSU came in a game against Georgia when they scored 7 runs in the 8th inning against a bullpen which had not allowed a run at that point. They called a balk. First base umpire was all over that. And as a result, LSU is going to have the first run of the game. Bill Speck. Perhaps Cole St. Clair's leg had committed to the home plate instead of first base. And Wayne Graham is going to discuss it.
Well, this is a move that Cole St. Clair, he hangs there longer than he normally does when he comes home, but he does a nice job of breaking his back leg, which causes the runner on first base to really believe that he's going to be going home. And a late call by the umpire, but you need to be pretty sure if you're on first base. As you can see, his knee bend, his back leg bend right there. And one of the things that you see when a guy comes to first base is that he continues on that path, and it's sometimes tough to call that play when the pitcher is running towards first base. Most of the time they'll be falling towards home. And so a fortunate call, as you can see.
Yeah, Karen had her daughter explain exactly what happened there. She thought the inning was over, and the good news was for Karen and LSU fans, they got a run, and they will not have been shut out again. Now 48 appearances here at the College World Series, and in each game they've scored at least a run. So Pontiff, who came in as a pinch hitter and delivered a single. And you heard Wayne Graham. That ball is hit to second base, hard on the ground, fielded there, and Jimmy Camarada makes the third out. It was not even his best one. I can't wait to see his best one.
No, that's the Bach one.
Rice leading LSU 5-1 as we're going to the 8th inning. The Owls 6 outs away from moving on. NBA Finals tonight, Game 6. The Lakers and the Celtics back in Boston. 8:30 Eastern Time. The coverage begins as the Celtics try to raise 17th banner to the rafters. The Lakers trying to do their best to become the first team to come back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals. Lakers and Celtics. Coverage begins on ABC tonight at 8:30 Eastern Time. Game 6. Lewis Coleman is now on the mound. You see his numbers 7-0, an ERA of 1.43. Their wish was that he come in a game that was either tied or they were winning. And there were some changes in the outfield for LSU. Nicholas Pontiff, who pinch hit, has gone into play left field. And Jared Mitchell has moved from left field to center field. Leon Landry goes to the bench. Pontiff hit in Landry's position. He'll stay there and hit in the order there. So we've gone to the 8th inning now. Coleman on the mound, and the first man he faces is Chad Mozingo. Sidewinder. And strike one. All right, comparison shopper. So who does he remind you of? You're big into finding names of major leaguers. That one is ripped, and it's going to find the grass in right center field. Mozingo thinks about second, and then he comes back. Second hit of the game from Mozingo to go with a double in the second inning. Now a single, and he's hitting over 400 in the NCAA tournament.
Well, I think as a pitcher, you know, trying to describe, as a hitter, you want to look at pitchers and see what they're like and compare them so you have the same approach going to the plate. And for Coleman, he does look a little bit like Jeff Nelson as far as from the angle and the side that he's throwing from, but he doesn't get as much on top. Jeff Nelson had a breaking ball for right-handed hitters. It was
death.
It was unhittable. And for Coleman, he does a little sidearm. He has a little, drops down a little bit more than Jeff Nelson did, but it's still just as effective. Yep. Because it's coming from such a side, it's the shortstop side. It really it's hard for the hitter to keep that front shoulder in.
Throw over to first, and Mozingo is back. Paul Maneri said last year they did drop him down, like Chad Bradford down, knuckles on the ground, and then they brought him back up this year, get him more over the top.
Well, it does take somebody with some flexibility to be able to do this. So you can't just bring anybody a straight up and down guy. He's much more of an athletic build than a guy that's just going to be a straight up, straightforward pitcher. And you know, anytime you change somebody's delivery, it does little things to help. And you know, maybe the velocity might not be there, but it does get a lot more movement.
Coleman to Haig. That one's outside the strike zone.
And right here for Rice, you know, now that the Bucs sent in a runner, you're still at a grand slam to tie it up. And Wayne Graham would like to have that lead back up to a 5 just to keep you from being one swing away from tying it up.
Pitch inside to Haig, so he's going 2-1. Coleman is a junior, a 6'3", 190-pounder. He pitched in the weekend rotation as a freshman and was a sophomore reliever. Another throw over to first. Mozingo is back. He's only got 4 steals. Another amazing part about college, different than the major league game, is just the number of positions that the guys are able to play and how they come in as freshmen at one position and then move.
Well, not only that, they'll switch even during the year.
Hay gets it down. Coleman goes to first, and the lead runner goes to second base. They've done that well today. Sacrifice. We take a look at LSU. Since winning the 5th title of the 1990s and then 2000, they appeared in the College World Series in 04, 2 games and out. Didn't reach it 05 through 7. In 08, they've been outstanding, but they lost the first game to number 2 North Carolina 8-4. The previous appearance prior to 04, they also checked out in 2. So they have not won their last 5 games at the College World Series. Camarada knocks one out of play. Camarada's been very busy in the field and effective. He's got a single, a walk, and a strikeout in the game, hitting .429 in the NCAA tournament. A little slider that was low.
And for people that have watched some of the other games in the College World Series, he is very much like Bellamy for Miami.
Yeah.
They both dropped down, and I think Coleman has a little bit better or a little more control with his slider than Bellamy might have, and a little more velocity, which is tougher on those right-handed hitters.
Mozingo off second. That ball's fouled off, and Camarada kicks the dirt. I think he thought he had a pitch that he could drive there.
Well, that's one that didn't move on him. That one stayed straight. Even though he's throwing from the side, every once in a while one will straighten out on him, and that's really the one you want to have if you're a right-handed hitter.
One ball, 2-strike pitch to Jimmy Camarada in this elimination game between Rice and LSU. Lifted high, shallow center field. 3 men converge. Jared Mitchell now in center field is there to make the catch. So 2 men down. That'll bring up Jordan Dodson. Remember to keep up with all the NCAA College World Series information, aside from watching ESPN, log on to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 88 NCAA championships. And Jess Binger is now going to pinch hit for Jordan Dodson. Binger, as Wayne Graham told us before the first Rice game, was a key loss for them, but they did have others step up and play well in his absence. But they looked for Binger to be a leader on this team this year. And the junior got hurt. And now working his way back in. He called strike on the outside corner. A .260 average, 1 home run, 8 RBIs. The 0-1. Binger hits it out of play as it's drifting towards the seats and is coming back in. Almost came back into the playing field. It lands just near the LSU bullpen. Binger appeared in only 27 games. He started 15 of them. And you never know when your opportunity is going to show up. Get a chance. You're at the College World Series. Pinch hit. 5-1. Get yourself another run. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. So Lewis Coleman gives up a leadoff single and then gets them in order. We're going bottom 8. LSU's got to get something going here. They're 6 outs away from being sent home.
The NCAA College World Series is presented on ESPN by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And in part by new Roundup Pump and Go sprayer. Hard on weeds, easy on you.
Back here among the festive hats, a hat with an entire baseball field on top of it. It's a good look.
Tough to get the turf off.
How do you cut it? What happens if the grass starts growing?
Do you have to water it?
You're not going to get any nature's rain here on a perfect day for baseball. Time called by home plate umpire Mitch Mealy. We're in the bottom of the 8th. 2, 3, 4 scheduled to hit. Matt Clark, if they get there, the nation's leading home run hitter. LSU's got to get something going. Jared Mitchell, a big swing and a miss as Cole St. Clair continues to pitch. He came in the 6th inning, got the only man he faced, that was Matt Clark, with a strikeout. He's given up a couple of hits, but no real damage. They get 1 run in the 7th, and that's been it for LSU.
Well, he continues to stay in there, being left-handed. It's a predominantly left-handed lineup. And Wayne Graham's choosing to stay with Cole St. Clair just to offset that lineup that LSU has. Not choosing to go to Bobby Bell just yet.
Mitchell lifts it down the line and left, and it's going to get out of play.
Moving on into rally hats. I think right now you're going to see a lot of different things happen as far as rally hats, rally glasses, rally sunflower seeds. Anything they can rally with.
A hit would help. Mitchell's worked the count full, 3-2. Base runners for sure. To first, tough play, and you could see that was not going to be made. J.P. Padron stumbled and had the ball go off of his body. Leadoff man is aboard.
Tough play right here for Padron. You know, a ball that's top spin to you, and again, we've talked about the infield. You know, the longer these innings go along, the field dries out. We got great conditions, but you know, tough ball to be able to handle right there. That next hop gets so close to you. He's trying to knock it down.
They give him an error on the play. The first pitch to Blake Dean is in for a strike. Dean, the only extra base hit of the game for LSU, a double in the 6th. St. Clair took something off. That's called a ball. This is the inning that LSU is going to have to make some noise with Dean, Gibbs, and Matt Clark scheduled to hit. There seems to be a little umpire hesitation there. Bobby Bell just starts to get loose out there. The righty who's been outstanding for Wayne Graham's Owls. And coming off Tommy John surgery April 12th, he has been dominant in relief.
Now Karen can't even watch.
She's going to peek. I guarantee she's going to peek. Low, and St. Clair is digging himself a little hole here. 3-1. The elimination game, he has thrown 29 pitches. Loser goes home. Winner will play. 3-1 to Dean. Called strike 2. The outside corner has been favorable to all pitchers today. 3-2 to Dean. Swing and a miss. And a called second strike forces you almost to swing at that pitch.
Yeah, really you have no chance to take that pitch after the pitch is called, whether it's on the plate or off the plate. You know that area has been called with a fastball. You might as well take a swing at it. He had missed with 2 curveballs in that same area. You can tell right there Dean's just a little bit behind that one.
Now it's Micah Gibbs. Called Called strike. Mitchell is on first. St. Clair's real hard to run on. He does have 15 steals this year. And Matt Clark, the power hitter, is on deck. Off speed pitch. Off of Gibbs' ankle.
Well, one thing, that pickoff move, they did call it a balk.
Yep.
But he did pick the runner off, and with having a high leg kick like that, you can't count on it as a runner on first base that they're going to call a balk every time he comes over there. So he does have a great move, and he does shut down a running game.
The 0-2 to Gibbs, fouled back and out of the building. Mention the fact that LSU has gone 0-5 in their last 5 College World Series games since winning that 2000 national title. Inside, missing. Micah Gibbs' numbers wouldn't suggest he'd be the cleanup hitter in the lineup. But that one is ripped down the line and right, and it is a fair ball. Mitchell's gonna score, and Gibbs is into second standing. The second extra base hit of the game pulls LSU within 3.
Well, if you're looking for a spark for LSU, it's exactly what you get from Micah Gibbs. Cole St. Clair was going with the slide step to mess up with his timing, to mess him up. Finally goes back to that high leg kick, and Micah Gibbs takes that ball right down the right field line and just keeps it fair. Another just showing signs of life is really what you're looking for if you're LSU. You still got a long way to go, and he does a nice job right here of not trying to pull that ball. He's been getting people, Cole St. Clair's been getting people on that ball that's inside, up underneath your hands, and this one stays out over the plate just enough for him to keep that ball, hit it down the right field line, keep it fair.
Matt Clark, the nation's home run leader with 27 home runs. Cole St. Clair will see him for the second time this game. St. Clair came on in the 6th. And Clark was up with 2 men on, and he struck him out on 3 pitches. Now with Gibbs off second, the first pitch, and Clark swings and misses.
Yeah, he really hasn't messed around too much right here with Matt Clark. He's come right at him with fastballs and challenging him right away. The last at bat, he threw 3 pretty much right by him.
Missing inside, now 1-1. We're in the bottom of the 8th of the elimination game, the NCAA College World Series. LSU has resorted to all sorts of rally caps and tactics to try to inspire this offense, which had been held in check. 7 hits coming into this inning, 6 hits coming into the inning, and now with 7 after the double. Mitch Mealy says that offering from St. Clair was down 2-1. Like giving Wayne Graham a baseball quiz. He'll have the answer to everything. He's seen it all. 2-2.
And done a lot of it.
And
he's seen a lot of it, but he was also a player. So he's done a lot of it, seen a lot of it.
Casey Stengel guy, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thought he was the smartest baseball man that he had ever met and played for.
And where's that number 37? I'm sure because of that.
The 2-2. St. Clair is wondering the same thing Wayne Graham is. Where was that?
Well, one thing he's doing out there on the mound, he's holding his composure. And I'm sure that, you know, for him, the strike zone seems to be moving around on him a little bit. That's as close as you can come to holding your composure.
Yeah. Now the 3-2 to the nation's top home run hitter. Lifted. And it's going to be playable at third base. Seastrunk is there. Shortstop is there. And Haig is the man to make the play. So a big out for Rice as Matt Clark in his 27 home runs go back to the bench. Is there a worse feeling than fouling out as a hitter?
Caught looking is worse. You know, fouling out is, you know, obviously you have no chance of it even being fair, but you know, fouling out, you just go back to the dugout and you kick yourself because it's just it feels like a wasted at bat.
Right. DJ LeMahieu now up. St. Clair misses. Balls must be down.
Well, I'm not getting a good look at up and down here, but he looks to be pounding anywhere around the zone. And you know, again, as a pitcher, this seems to be moving around on him.
One and one now to DJ LeMahieu. Sacrifice in the second, and he has been retired in the fourth and the seventh. 2 outs, bottom of the eighth. Rice on top 5-2. Oh. 2-1. It's through to the hole in right field. A play at the plate, and ball is dropped. No call made. There's the out call. Adam Zorns, whose face has been destroyed by a pitch earlier, blocked the plate. And then with the ball loose, Micah Gibbs was tagged out. Wayne Green comes out to make sure that the face is still as it was. So LSU, who continues to run themselves out of innings, gets stuck here at home. Good throw from Chad Mozingo in right field. And take another look at it. This throw is on the money.
Yeah, and he comes up firing, and as you see right here, Zorns is just right in the middle of the plate. He gets turned over and blocks the plate, and luckily for him, when he falls back, that ball's right there. He bare hands it and makes the tag. But man, the guts to be in there with knowing that your jaw is the way it is, be able to stand in there without a mask on.
You see Micah Gibbs bearing down, and there really was nowhere for him to go.
No, he had that plate blocked.
Yep. So that'll do it for LSU here in the bottom of the eighth as the run gets cut down. It would have been their third. Instead, it'll stay a 3-run advantage for the Owls of Rice. 5-2 as we go to the last inning. And you take a look at the face of the catcher. There's some determination there. Adam Zorns waiting for the ball to get to him. And as a result, that leads us to our Pontiac game-changing performance. You could argue it was Chris Kelly, but the fact was this would have been the third run, and the tying run was going to come to the plate. But the great throw from Chad Mozingo in right. And as the ball came loose, Micah Gibbs never realized it. He could have certainly gotten up if he had seen that ball and hopped around the prone catcher.
Yeah, you slide in there, and once you get knocked back, you're not sure exactly what's going on right there.
Wayne Graham, can I see? Are you all right? Let's see. Yeah, you're all right. All right. That's what you love in a catcher. And Zorns, who began the game wearing the face mask when he batted, took the face mask off. Put it all out there on the line and did a great job there to prevent the run from coming in. So we're in the ninth inning, and Jared Gayhart leads off. Gayhart to second base. Schimpf is up with it. He got his foot on it, and a good job by the pitcher, Lewis Coleman, to get over there.
Yeah, that's a situation where Clark goes over thinking he has a chance of getting this ball that's in the hole, and Coleman's job is to continue on to first base to become the first baseman for the second baseman. And they're you know, these drills are, you know, they do these drills nonstop for pitchers just to cover first base, and they do a nice job right there of getting the ball, and then he finds the bag. Well, you know, luckily for him, he didn't get stepped on and spiked in the ankle.
J.P. Padron steps up. Coleman's first pitch is outside at 90 miles an hour. LSU has done a poor job on the bases today. They've hurt themselves several times. You go back to the second inning and they hurt themselves.
Well, especially in games in the World Series, once you get into the postseason, you kick yourself for missed opportunities and giving away outs, and they had a lot of that today of running themselves out of innings, situations where they could score runs with a big hit, and those are things you just can't get back.
Ball misses at 91 miles an hour. Take a look at some of those base running miscues that you're talking about, and certainly the pickoff. Kelly's got an outstanding move here, caught stealing by a mile. It doesn't even address the 1-2-5 play that we saw in the second inning. And of course the play we just saw, pulled foul. But you had a chance to keep the runner at third. You would have then had two men on with a tying run coming to the plate.
Yeah, it's a tough one going into your last inning. That you can't always count on a hit when you have two strikes, but you know, being able to send your tying run to the plate is always a tough one to send your runner and have him get thrown out.
Nasty pitch, strike three for J.P. Padron, who goes down. Well, the Rice team has got 7 seniors who could have dressed for their final time, including Chris Kelly, the closer Cole St. Clair. And you got 7 juniors that were selected in the draft. You never know what decisions they're going to make. But if the score holds, they'll play another day with a chance to win the College World Series. Diego Seastrunk. First pitch ball.
And again, when we talk about all these, you feel like they're base running mistakes, but they're trying to establish a running game and be aggressive. And one of the things that Rice has done is played effective defense. I mean, they've just made the plays.
Seastrunk lifts that one up. Another chance for the left side. LeMahieu now called off by the left fielder. And Nicholas Pontiff makes the play. Maybe some defense can rally the offense. Last chance for the Tigers as the crowd rises to its feet to say, way to go, Nicholas Pontiff. He made the catch. He's going to lead off. LSU's down to their last 3 outs. Should say underdogs to wonder dogs.
Underdogs.
And here they come. The Bulldogs.
You almost expect the guy with the drum to be in front, the head bandage. A little Yankee Doodle dandy.
The winner here between Rice and LSU will get the loser of the North Carolina Fresno State game, so they'll obviously be interested in watching that one. We saw the top half of the bracket. Cole St. Clair, as long as he doesn't get in any trouble, it's going to be his to finish off. Nicholas Pontiff came in as a pinch hitter in the 7th and singled. Pulled foul. He's behind 0-2. As intense as these games are, how about the 9th inning when you're down and know you're about to be eliminated?
Well, it's just a grind. You want to go up and have a quality at bat. And you know, you're going against their best pitcher. Most times you're going against the best guy on their staff, and you know, it becomes a grind to be able just to first get somebody on, just get a little momentum going, and then finally try and drive somebody in.
Pontiffs hanging around against Cole St. Clair. The 6'3" southpaw has gone 2 1/3, thrown almost 50 pitches. He's given up 2 runs. Only one of them was earned, and he has struck out 3. He'll get Helenihi next and Ryan Schimpf unless there's a pinch hitter to third base. Seastrunk is over the first, and there's one down in the bottom of the 9th. You talked about the aggressive nature of LSU, just trying to create something, and anytime you get into that, in the 2nd inning you had a caught in a rundown, 3rd inning picked off first base, 5th inning caught stealing, and in the 8th inning thrown out at home. In a 3-run game, those things just probably get more magnified than they should.
Well, especially against a team like Rice. You know, they have such a great pitching staff. Their lineup is very solid, very deep, and you just can't give away outs. You cannot give away outs against a team like this.
Unlike yesterday's Miami-Florida State game, when the Noles got runners on and had go-ahead run at the plate, LSU is going to have to get at least a couple on. That ball goes through as Camarena couldn't come up with it. So Helenihi is on for the 3rd time, his 3rd hit of the game. And now you get the next batter on. You get a chance to do some damage.
Well, now you're getting into your left-right matchups, and you're going to get some pinch hitters. You might get a move by Wayne Graham, but now the chess game starts between both coaches to see who they want to see in there to finish this game.
Wayne Graham is going out. Did they announce Ochinko yet as a pinch hitter? Wayne will get you a couple more throws in the bullpen too.
Yeah, he takes his time when he's walking out there.
It's going to lead Cole St. Clair there. No pitching change yet. And Ochinko is going to be the pinch hitter. With the potential for the tying run to come up, LSU starts to warm some arms up too. We talked about it yesterday in that Florida State game. The last 3 outs in any level in baseball are so hard to get, and it starts at the lowest levels.
It starts in Little League. It truly does. And I don't care where I played or what games I've watched. Those last 3 outs are the most grueling, and that's what makes being a closer so tough. Is those are the toughest outs, and it's a grind. And for a lot of games, it becomes even more difficult.
The sophomore from Parkland, Florida, Sean Ochinko, a .272 hitter this season. 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Helenihi is off first base. The 0-1. Ochinko fouls it out of play, and he's in an 0-2 hole. Play. Ochinko, the catcher. Before they made the move to Micah Gibbs, Ochinko was the starting catcher, and they felt that they were better off defensively with Gibbs in. You see Paul Maneri's wife, Karen, probably a little more anxiety on her birthday than she really wanted. Got him. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. Cole St. Clair hits Sean Ochinko. Wow.
And as you said before, these are the toughest outs to get. It always seems like the tying run does come to the plate.
I think it's an edict. It has to.
They always seem to come to the plate and, you know, eating your Maalox, but Cole St. Clair runs this ball inside and really nowhere to go for Ochinko.
Chris McGee has gone in to be a pinch runner. He ties those shoes. He may use his speed, obviously, if this ball can be put in play. He's gone back to the top of the order. Wayne Graham stays in his seat. First pitch strike. Hollander had that big home run Sunday against Carolina, but they could do no more. Rally caps all over the place. Pelanihi off second. That ball up the middle. It's going to get through. Pelanihi is waved in. There's no throw. It's 5-3, and now the go-ahead run comes to the plate. Clutch hit by Michael Hollander.
Well, right now, if you're Paul Venera and you're feeling nostalgic, and you're talking about 6 years ago to the day, he had a 3-run homer to win a game against these Rice Owls.
I think Wayne Graham remembers that.
I bet you remember that in about the bottom of the first inning.
They had that 9th inning rally against UC Irvine as well. So 2 men on. Jared Mitchell swings and misses. Chris McGee, the pinch runner, is at second base.
And again, these left-on-left matchups is really what's keeping Cole St. Clair in this game.
McGee swings and misses.
I mean, he's a great pitcher. He's been a closer all year, but you know, when you got another guy warming up in the bullpen, you've already gone out.
Yep.
You know, Wayne Graham's playing these percentages, and he's letting them go after the lefties.
That'll be a certain level of trust, too, with a veteran pitcher like St. Clair out there.
No, absolutely. You know, a senior pitcher, you know, Wayne's had him for a long time and trusts him.
The 0-2 to Mitchell just misses outside.
And that's really the pitch that's going to get these lefties. He's throwing balls by these lefties. They now have to start their swing a little earlier because he's blowing it by him. And he runs a ball in the outer half that's almost like a cutter, but it has the same velocity as your fastball. It just rides out on the outside corner and just off the plate.
There hasn't been a called third strike against an LSU batter since the 7th inning. Mitchell today was one of those who was picked off in the 3rd inning after a single. He reached on an error. 2-strike pitch outside. So just like yesterday in the Miami-Florida State game, the crowd is on the edge of its seat as LSU tries to rally. Mitchell fouls it back. Cole St. Clair is also one of those who gets it and throws it. There's not a lot of wasted time.
Yeah, there's not a lot of wasted time. I don't know if that's necessarily where he wanted that pitch. And if you're at the plate and you're Mitchell, that's the one that you wanted to get. That ball stayed inside, giving him a chance to drive that ball in the gap or even out of here.
2-2 pitch to Jared Mitchell, who's got a home run this year, just one, to shortstop. Slowly hit, ball takes a bad hop, and everybody's safe. Jared Mitchell will reach on a ball that took another bad hop. The shortstop has been victimized by a couple. It's Rice's 3rd error of the game. And now the bases are loaded.
Well, not only are the last outs tough to get, but even ground balls, you know, it puts more pressure on your defense. The guy hits a ball. It's a tough infield to play anyway. And any ground ball starts moving on you, it's tough to get those outs.
Blake Dean, ball 1. He's 1 for 3 with a double today. You saw his average. And in the NCAA tournament, he's been their hottest hitter, over 400. 433 coming into this game. Lifted to left field and deep to left field. Off the wall. 3 runs are going to score. And it's deja vu all over again. LSU 6 years to the day. But they knocked Rice out of the tournament. They do it again. Blake Dean's double gives LSU a 9th inning comeback. 6-5.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Karen Manieri, the wife of head coach Paul Manieri. That is eerie. 6 years ago, as coach of Notre Dame, he gets a 3-run home run in the 9th to knock out Rice. And today, a 3-run double to knock out Rice in the bottom of the 9th. Wow.
I think we might have found another Cinderella on the other side of the bracket.
Aaron Manieri celebrates a birthday. Jared Mitchell, by the way, who was on first, flew around the bases. What a great read he had on that double.
Yeah, that's a ball that's hit the left field. It was carrying all the way over. And he almost passed up the runner on second base.
He nearly ran down Ryan Schimpf.
That's when you're not even feeling the ground when you're running.
Chris McGee was out there, and he was the pinch runner and nearly got lapped. What an amazing finish to the game. There's the swing of Blake Dean again, hitting over 400 in the NCAA tournament. As soon as he saw it hit that wall, he sensed something good was going on. Base pass at one point on third base.
Yeah. You get the third base runner that's standing up, and after that, it's a conga line going in.
Aaron Luna out there in left had that ball ricochet so hard off the wall that there was no way he was going to be able to throw it back in time.
And really the great thing for Mitchell is even if that ball's caught, he's still going to have plenty of time to go back to first base. But, you know, just a great read to be able to score on that.
Look at Paul Manieri's reaction. Without even knowing it, he delivered a birthday present to his wife, Karen, who's in tears.
I don't know if she can have too many more birthdays like this.
You got a feel for the Rice Owls. Adam Zorns was such a heroic figure behind the plate, blocking the plate.
This is living proof right there. Anybody want to play another game? Let's play another game.
Asking a rhetorical question, do you want to play another game? And certainly the Tiger faithful delighted to see that for the first time since 2000 they win a College World Series game. Now travel back with us 6 years on the day that Karen Manieri was at her father's funeral on her birthday, and her husband Paul was wearing the Notre Dame uniform, and he was trailing. It tied 3-3 in the bottom of the 9th when Brian Stavisky delivered a 2-run walk-off to win it. The Irish celebrate then, and today it's the Tigers of LSU rally at the bottom of the 9th inning. Trailing 5-2, they score 4 runs and win 6-5.
He was on his horse.
LSU's 30th comeback win of the season. Remember, they had a 9th inning rally in their elimination game against UC Irvine. So Rice, the 6 overall seed, joins Florida State, the 4 overall seed, as the two teams that have been asked to leave. LSU will take on the loser of tonight's North Carolina-Fresno State game. Incredible. Once again, our final LSU 6, Rice 5, next on ESPN. NBA Access with Ahmad Rashad. For Robin Ventura and all those behind the scenes who made this presentation so special, I'm Carl. Carl Ravitch. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So long from the College World Series, and we appreciate you watching. What a start. Now let's send you to NBA Access with Ahmad Rashad.